Hi guys, this is a story about Elliot Rotlin, an S-class transformator. I don't know how to spell it, to be honest. So this girl transmugate into a new world, reincarnation into a new world, where she gets a new identity, a new family, and everything. But this story starts from the 22nd century, where she is living in Korea and Seoul. She's living quite a peaceful life with her family and siblings, but Destiny had another plan. When she was walking on the road, looking at her phone, she got into an accident while crossing the road. But she got a notification before she was struck by a car, and she accidentally pressed yes. But she died on the spot after pressing the yes. When she was about under that door, she gets transmuted into another portal where no one knows what's happening. It just goes like blank for a few seconds, like she is floating in air or in ocean or in water. But people who are looking at her dead body, they're like, maybe we can save her, but they don't know that her soul has already left to a place where she cannot come back. Now, what is it that she said yes to on the text? We'll see later. When she arrives, she's dead, and when she arrives at the place, she goes totally dumbstruck. She sees so many people around bustling here and there, like she is on a train station in Busan. And she's seeing like people going into novel, getting reincarnated into a novel world, choosing their favorite novels and like degrees of novels and living their life. And she is like totally confused, like what is happening around. And just when she's thinking about it, someone calls her from the back from her number, and she got scared and she looks back, and what she sees is like totally something new that you cannot see in the real human world. It's actually a puppy. Yes, she sees a flying puppy calling her reader name, telling her that she is dead and she is into a world in between the dead and the afterlife, and they're giving her a choice to choose a novel to which she can go. She can choose a novel, whichever one she wants, and they will just transmugate her to the novel, and the woman thinks, this is my chance. She always wanted to reincarnate into a new world and start a new life. She starts thinking about it because the puppy says that they have transmugated many people and they have lived a lot of good lives. But they said not all souls, but few souls. So the puppy says you just have like few seconds to decide which place or which novel do you want to go. Do you have like a genre you want to choose? Do you have a category you want to choose? So the female says in few seconds, I want to go in childcare fantasy romance novel. I want to be pampered, loved, and everything. I want to be rich. I want to be beautiful. I want to have beautiful parents, lovely parents. I don't want to do any work. I want everything in the palm of my hands. But Destiny had another plan. When she sees the board where the task or the novel is assigned to her, she sees it is an S-class novel, which is called Infinite Returns to Save the World. Like, why? She thinks, why? Every person standing behind her thinking that she got an S-class. No one has ever gotten an S-class like million years, but she got it. And this story is nothing like the normal ones. The male lead dies like 17, 18 times to save the world. The girl's soul leaves her body, but the dog says to her that now that the novel is assigned to her, she will have to go. She has no other choice. So the dog pushes her into the portal where she is gonna be transferred to the new world. Just when she's about to go, the dog tells her that she doesn't need to have any problem. She have bought the full package, so she's gonna get everything she's gonna ask for. Well, not everything. She got pushed into the portal, into the deep sleep, until she wakes up again. Now, where she's gonna wake up? Do you think, is this a normal manga? No. She wakes up and she goes like, at least tell me what is it. Then she goes into deep sleep again until she wakes up in her new body, which is like a girl with pink hair, green eyes, beautiful face, but she's a child. Yes, when she opens her eyes, she's like, where I am, what I'm doing, why do I feel so dizzy, why is it so noisy? And she see her hands and her feet, they're so tiny. She's like, am I a child? I need to see my face. And then she quickly grabs a mirror and see her face in the mirror, and she is astonished by seeing her face. But actually, she loves her face because she was never a beauty back in Korea. But she looks really beautiful in there. Just as she was looking at her face, she got a pop-up notification showing her the building in which she is living. So, like, it's showing all the levels and stuff like that, where is where, and like, you can just click it. It's like a modern map. And it shows like a castle under the ownership of Count Gillette located. That there's a castle under, like a dungeon under the castle. And she remembers, oh, this is the spoiled son of Count Gillette Castle. He's gonna be so spoiled. He's gonna risk everything and wanted to be a hero, but in the end, the real male lead saves him, and he's just a loser. He's gonna make everyone die, even her and her family. So she opens up the ultimate library. She just say the package, and it opened, and whatever she was saying, like, give me that book, or that book. Every book was coming in front of her, and she was getting all the knowledge that she needed from that book about this world. So she felt like she at least have everything she needed in this world. And then she found many options in that package, many options that could help her achieve the goal that she needs to achieve and save the male lead in this world. And then she found that she has so much cash. Oh my god, she had so much cash. She can buy like so many things, and there were like martial arts, cooking, massage, tea, finding in connection with the god or stuff like that. She could buy everything with the coins. But as she was just standing there, something pops up, and she is looking at all the combats and all the services that she's getting. But along with that, another thing pops up that says that she has to be careful of all the difficulties that she's gonna face during her reincarnation into this novel, as this is not a real world, this is a novel. So she has to help the male lead and the female lead. According to the novel, the female lead is different, but for us, the female lead is her. Just when she closed everything and she's thinking about, I have to save the male lead goes through a tragic ending in this, not an ending, but goes through a tragic history in this novel. He dies like 17 times. He's like a prey. He dies 17 times and get reincarnated back into the time, travels back into the time, and tries to save the people, tries to change the future. But he knows the truth, but the people around him doesn't. All the people thinks is just that he's their savior. He is the God's man. He's here to save them, but no one knows what he has been through. So this male lead needs to help the male, and she, after this tutorial, she is transported to the 17th loop, which is actually known as the most dangerous and most saddest loop for the male lead, because he dies such a tragic death in that loop. But he doesn't die. He dies, and then he travels past in time to change the future, to save the world. That is what he has to go through to being a male lead in such a tragic S-class novel. Just as when the female lead was looking at the naughty girl came in, and she called the nanny, the housemaid, and the maid was like, you have to go to the kitchen and cook for us, wash the dishes and do the laundry. But the dad and brother came, and they were like, please don't send our daughter to the kitchen. I can do the kitchen work, And the son says, I can do the laundry. Please don't send my sister. She cannot do such heavy duty work. But then the sister says that she has so many skills and she can do everything. And with every skill she uses, she's going to get so many points. And with points, she can unlock another skill. So she goes to the kitchen. She starts with cutting vegetables, making pastries, whipping cream, and everyone is looking at her like the way she's chopping the vegetables and the way she's doing everything so fast. Everyone is like, is this the same kid who is like 5 or 6 years old? Is this the same kid who used to cry? Mates in the kitchen are like so surprised that even when the girl says that she's tired, they're like, okay, yeah, go sit. You need to relax because she's doing so much work. Everyone is so surprised. Everyone is saying this girl is so adorable. This girl is so good. Everyone is praising her except the nanny and her daughter because they wanted everyone to actually beat the kid and make every task impossible for her. But actually the opposite happened because she had the skills. She had the full package where she can unlock any skill. Nothing is gonna work against her. She can make new paths. She can open up new skills. With that, she gains the trust of every person in the castle and in the kitchen. So now the chief cook asks her that can she taste one of the curry she made, and everyone is like surprised, dumbstruck. Is the chef asking her to taste the curry that she made? And she goes and she tells the chef like that something this is missing, and the chef saw that she is really talented, so she offers that will she like to learn how to cook. And yeah, Adeline was like, yes, I want to learn how to cook, because in her mind she was thinking that she can earn more points if she learned how to cook and work as an apprentice with the chef cook, because then she can unlock more things. But yeah, the nanny and her daughter didn't want that. They actually paved the path for her, but they wanted her to like be degraded and stuff like that. But what we can do. As for the Adeline, she always dreamed of like having a fantasy childhood romance novel, having good parents, being a daughter of emperor, or being the duke daughters. But nothing goes as it planned. She had to work in a kitchen, and as she was working in the kitchen, her brother comes in and offers her for help, and she was like, it's okay, you don't have to help me. But the brother insisted, I want to help you. And when he is helping her, she sees that on her hand there are so many whipping marks, and she is surprised. So she thinks that it might be because from the duke's son, the count's son, actually, the count they are living under. It's because the father signed a contract with the count in which he didn't read the contract. He had to sell his house, his money, his everything. He is working actually in no paid job, and his daughter works as a maid. His son works as a substitute for the count's son. So every time the count's son makes a mistake, the son gets a whipping and lashes and stuff. But she says to her brother that he should get some medicine on his whipping marks. But then the son says that there's no medicine, and they decide to go to their room and make some medicine. Just when she said, the son is like so surprised. The brother looks at her sister and says that I feel like today you are my sister. I'm seeing this face of yours for the first time. But as they were talking, the head nanny and her daughter were listening to it, and the daughter is kind of like a bully. So she comes in and she starts taunting the female lead and her brother and saying, you both are destined to work in this house as maid and laborers. You cannot do anything. So the Adeline decides to just like brush her off, but she doesn't stop. She keeps on saying stuff like, which is so bad for children to hear, and her brother is about to cry. So what can she do? She walks toward the head nanny's daughter and she bumps her head on her head. And the daughter goes like, walk. What happened? But Adeline was like, I want to make her feel the defeat. So she gets an idea. She buys a new skill, which is like tea making skill. And she goes to the butler, and she tells the butler that is it possible that she can make the tea for everyone, and she decides that yeah, you can make, and she goes like with her excellent skill, she goes and make the tea, and oh my god, everyone is so impressed by that tea, everyone loved it. And everyone is surprised at how could such a child make such a good tea. Even we cannot make it, but when she gave the tea to the head maid, the head maid was like surprised. Like, what is this? And she was like started having fight with like the chief cook, and she was like, why are you making this girl work in the kitchen? She should be making teas. Her hands are so soft, they cannot do the labor work. But then in the end, both decided she's gonna learn from both of us. After that, the girl goes to their room with her brother, and they decide to make medicine. But the brother says they don't have medicine because the maids and the butler and the nanny steal their medicine. So the girl thinks that she has to make a medicine, but medicine can only be made by the alchemist in this world. To hear the next story, please follow us. Please follow to hear the part 2. We'll see you in the part 2 then. Bye.